Just a really quick video for people who are new to blogging and trying to figure out graphics, which can be super complicated, but they really aren't. It just can seem that way when you're not familiar with WordPress or Canva or whatever you might be using, PicMonkey. Today I'm going to walk you through Canva. I'm going to show you where you create graphics, what size graphics you kind of want to start with, and you can tweak those as you go. It's going to be different for every theme, what your featured area is. I'm sorry, I've got kids running upstairs, and so it sounds like, wild horses, but it's actually children's feet. Okay, so first things first, if you're logged into your WordPress, let's say you're doing a new post. So I'm just going to click here. Of course, I clicked the wrong thing. All right, so now that you're in this window where you can see your post, you're going to be clicking Add New. And let's just say that you are, adding a new post, you've got your title, let's say you've got all your text down here, you're ready to go, you want to add your graphics. So where do you add them? How do you add them? First thing you need to do is create them. So you're going to go to Canva, and right up at the top here, it gives you all of your different graphic sizes. So generally to start, I recommend you're going to want a Pinterest graphic that you can put into your post that people can pin to Pinterest. You're also going to want a Facebook graphic so that when you're sharing your post on Facebook or Twitter, it's showing the proper sized image. Now, this is what you would set as your featured image. That's generally when you set a featured image, what is going to show up. Just something to pay attention to, though, is that what you put as your featured image is also going to be what shows up, say, on your homepage or when you're showing your blog posts. So if it's not set up like this, if it's set up to show a thumbnail, then this isn't going to be the right sizing. So we can talk about that as well, but main thing you're going to want to do is set up your Facebook image and your Pinterest image. So I've got two I just use for personal blog posts, so I'm going to show you that here, what it looks like. When you're creating a Pinterest graphic, so you want it really simple. You just want to put an image, and then you want to overlay somehow just your title really short. The less text, the better. You do want to have some text. You want to tell them what it's about, but you really want to keep it minimal because Pinterest is all about the graphic. So you want to keep it minimal. You want it to be big, bright graphic. Brighter colors are better. And then you want to just have, your title really quick at a glance what that is. You're drawing people in to click on it. So your Facebook image, a lot of people when they're starting out, I did it for like the first 6 months. I used to overlay the blog post title onto my Facebook image, but after a lot of research, I have learned that that is not the best strategy. Actually, Facebook performs far better when you just have an image because it's the same thing. People are scrolling through their feed, post after post after post after post, and they're drawn to the images. That's what's going to make them stop and look at the title. So really, it's similar in that you want it to be bright, you want it to be big, you want it to just stand out so that it looks professional. So I recommend just using a picture for that. And you can actually use the same picture for both, but because of the size, you're going to cut off a lot of your picture. So depending, I could have probably done it in this case, but depending on what kind of graphic you're using, that doesn't always work. So where to get graphics and stuff, I use Adobe Stock Photo. I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to check it out, but you can look up Creative Commons ones. The main thing is just don't do a Google search and download graphics because 99.9% of the time those are copyright and you can actually be sued. So it's really important that you find Creative Commons, proper licensed images, or purchase them. These cost me about $1 each. So, sometimes I'm paying $2 a post, but I know I'm allowed to use these graphics. Canva does have graphics you can use. The problem with Canva's graphics is that you can only use it once. So if, for example, I wanted to use it in this post, like in this Pinterest graphic, I couldn't technically resize it and use it in another one. I would have to repurchase it for my Facebook image. Whereas with Adobe Stock Photo, I could use it for multiple different sizes. I could use it and make an Instagram graphic however I want to. So for me, it makes more sense to use it there where I can repurpose it over and over again. All right, so now you have your two graphics. You're going to go back to your blog here, and generally, first thing you're going to want to do is write an intro. So you want this to be short. I recommend 5 to 8 lines. Have a little introduction. I'm just going to tell you right now, you want to include your keyword. If you've got Yoast, you're going to have a focus keyword. You want your focus keyword somewhere in your introduction, ideally in your title, and ideally you want it in your permalink here. So say for me, it is what is unschooling. That's the post I was writing. So here you would do what is unschooling, and it will automatically put in your dashes. Yeah, there you go. Automatically put in your dashes. You're going to do your intro. Have you ever wondered what is unschooling? Whatever. Try to make your keyword sound natural. That's not supernatural, but have it in there. Blah, blah, blah. You're pulling them in. You're telling them what this article is going to be about, why it's awesome. Then you're going to put your pinnable graphic. You can switch this around. People put them anywhere, so do what works for you, but this is what I do, so I'm just showing you that. Okay, so here's my graphic. Here's my Facebook. I'm going to add them both at the same time. Just get them uploaded and done. Dun, da, da, da. So I'm going to clear my selection. You'll notice it selects 2. So once your graphics are in, now you're going to want to kind of edit. You're going to want to edit the information on them. So I'm going for Pinterest. So I'm just waiting for it to upload here and finish. Here it is. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you need to have keywords in your Pinterest area as well. Okay, so what is unschooling is my main, this is going to be what shows up under your pin, so it's really important. I also want some keywords to show up under my pin when people are pinning it. So I would actually go to Pinterest and I would research common keywords, but I'm just going to put some here to show you what this would look like. So unschooling, unschooling blog posts, unschooling curriculum, unschooling resources. You'll notice I'm separating them by, this is called a bar. That's how Pinterest generally works. Commas and hashtags do not work. They're not native to it. Homeschool styles. What are the homeschool styles? You want to use actually phrases, not just a simple word. So whatever, you want to add between 5 to 15 keywords there. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to command paste it, command V there, and my caption is going to be pin me, so people know, pin me. I don't want it to link to anything. Oops, I don't want it to link to anything. Now I see here, I want it to be in the center. I don't want it to link to anything. The size, if you guys are noticing, every time I put a graphic in, why is it showing so small? You have to sometimes edit this. It will get stuck kind of in doing the same thing every time. So if you're doing full size all the time, it will stay on full size. But for example, if you've never edited this, it's probably set lower. So I want it to show up at full size. You don't always, sometimes you want it smaller, but there you go. I have a nice full size graphic. Now if I want to, edit it to look visually better, I can make it a bit smaller, but for Pinterest, that is generally the size that you want it to be. Okay, so now you have the rest of your blog post, and just for the sake of newbies, I'm going to tell you a little bit. You want to have a header. So you can do that here. You can add headers here, but I actually do it in text. So here's my graphic. These mean space, okay? So I'm actually going to test line, just to show you. Okay, now my graphic, now a space, and I'm going to do header 2. And I'm going to say, again, if you can, at least in one of your headers, use your keyword again. That helps with your search engine optimization. So, what is unschooling an inside look? Now I'm going to do my text for my post. Now you could do a paragraph. Try to keep them short, between 4 to 6 sentences. You could do another paragraph here. Then you could put an image in there. You could do another paragraph here. And then you could do another header 2. And you could say, so is it the, obviously with, proper grammar. So is it the right choice for me? Try to use your keyword a few times in there as well. You see, this means end header 2. Okay, it's really simple. I actually write all my posts in text. I just find I can place things better. So whatever, do another paragraph and then end it off. Now guys, I'm going to suggest here, end it off with something that's a call to action. You want them to want to comment on it. So what about you? Have you ever considered unschooling? comment below or join the conversation or whatever you want to say. That's how you're going to end your post, okay? So if I go to visual, I'm going to have my blog post. I'm going to have this. I might have an image right here. I've got some nice big headers that are pulling people in, also helping me with search engine optimization. So what is unschooling here? And then you can edit, you know, your snippet. What is unschooling? An inside look at this homeschool style. What is unschooling? What is unschooling? Have you ever wanted to know? Come find out how this homeschool style gets a bad rep and why it isn't. Whatever. I'm just showing you guys. Okay, so this is what will show up in Google. It's gonna have this title and it's gonna have this description underneath it. You wanna have your keyword in all of these if you can. Don't get too caught up in keywords, you guys, because it's not the end all be all. Tags are more for your site when people are searching what's going to show up under. Make sure you have your category selected. And now you're going to set your featured image. So here's my featured image. I want to make sure, because it's all going to help me with search engine optimization, that I have my keyword here and I have my keyword in the alt. Alt is actually the most important. That's what shows up. If somebody comes to your website and can't see an image, that is also, Google bots isn't looking at images. Google bots are looking at your alt tags. That's all they can see. That's why you want to have your keywords in your alt tags. That's how it helps you with search engine optimization. So set your featured image. Here it is right here. Now when it's shared on Facebook, this is going to be what shows. Now quickly, I'm just going to tell you about the people that do say your featured image, because your theme, every theme is different. Let's say when you show your blog post on your page and you go to your blog and it's the little squares, okay? Sometimes you can change that, so look into that if you can change them to be more of a Facebook size. It just makes it easier for you. If you cannot, if that isn't possible for you to do, then you're going to want to, if you have Yoast, the free plugin here, you're going to want to go into your social settings and you're going to want to create, make sure, so put a square, create a square image for your featured to show up on your blog, and create a separate Facebook image that you would plug in right here under the social section of Yoast SEO. This is going to now automatically pull this instead of this so that the right image is showing. So again, it's dependent on your theme. This is just, you know, an extra step. So if you can make them work together, it's easier for you. You don't have to edit this. It's automatically going to pull this right here. If you do want to edit it and you want to have it to say something different, you could. You can also change that for Twitter. So just little tweaks that can help you along the way, but hopefully that gives you a better idea of why when you're entering an image, sorry guys, I swear I live with rhinoceroses. When you're doing an image, scroll down, make sure you change the title and the alt text, and make sure that it's set on full size, and then you can tweak it inside there, or large, or whatever size you want. But this is why sometimes your images are not showing up the way you want them to. So I hope this helped clarify some things. I hope it gives you some insight. I hope it helps you guys if you are new to blogging, SEO and all of that. I know it's a big world, but this is just some of the basics, and it really doesn't have to be super complicated. So there you go, and happy blogging.